Welcome everyone to a first look at the prologue to what I think looks like it could be one of the greatest colonization, city building sims, survival sims ever made. Granted, a lot of it right now is just what's promised is going to happen, but based on the few videos that I've seen of people who got the game early, I was not one of them. This looks fantastic, and I cannot wait to dive into this. This is Colonize. This is the prologue, and it's available as of today on Steam for free. Now, I would imagine the final game will be for sale at some point in the future, but I'm excited to dive into this prologue and take a look at what the game has to offer so far. So, from what I can see, this is basically Banished, but within a historical context. So everything we're going to see actually has a time and place and a date. These are real settlements, and we get to choose them and kind of dive into those histories. So I had ancestors in Plymouth, so I'm kind of inclined to go with Plymouth because I think that would be a lot of fun to take on that historic role. So 1620. They were originally bound for the colony of Virginia. That's something people don't think about. 1607. Jamestown colony was founded in Virginia, and that's where these folks were headed, these separatists, the Pilgrims we call them. They called themselves separatists or Puritans, and they ended up in what we know today as Massachusetts. So let's go ahead and dive in.
To rid the Church of England of the vestiges of papal influence. Despised as Puritans, we suffered persecution and were forced into exile. In the year of our Lord, 1620, we left Europe on a religious mission to establish a godly government. In Plymouth, we boarded Mayflower, an ark that would carry us to the promised land. Soon, we were besieged on all sides by the treacherous ocean. Scurvy and fear of imminent death accompanied us for the remainder of our journey. We barely reached the New World alive after months on the high seas. The fear of retribution plagued our minds. Our countrymen had already warred with local tribes over this land. Many of us, too, believed we were not destined to share it. Famine and sickness struck our colony. We resorted to stealing food from the natives.
Yep.
The whole settlement feared the violent wrath of their war parties. Instead, one of them befriended us. Squanto spoke our language. Despite previously having suffered in slavery at the hands of our kind, he arranged for us to trade with the people of the First Light, thus saving our very lives. They introduced us to the beauty and bounty of our unforgiving surroundings. But most settlers still refused to see them as equals. Others would only deal with them if they commit to his word. Shall peace be sustained by sturdy plowshares or instruments of warfare?
Oh, I love that intro. That's all 100% true. That was the real history that happened, the background behind Plymouth. I guess we probably get similar backgrounds no matter what we choose. That's very, very cool. Yeah, there were actually two ships, the Mayflower and the Speedwell. Speedwell kept springing a leak. They went back once to repair it and then set off again. It sprang a leak again. So the second time they loaded up as many people from the Speedwell as they could onto the Mayflower, and they headed out from there. I've been on the Mayflower too, which is a recreation. It's a tiny ship. It really is. The first colonies were about survival in the wild and inhospitable environment of New England. Deaths were frequently caused by hunger and many diseases. In our game Colonize, we try to bring the difficult lives of the first colonists closer to the modern day. Gradually, we will add more content, threats, and adjust the current state of the game to ensure the greatest experience for you, our players. However, we will remain faithful to the history and way of life of the first colonists of the 17th century. I love that. I love that we get a game that is going to be fun, and leaves things up to you, but still stays true to the time and place in which it was happening. I've been waiting for a game like this. You are the governor of the first permanent successful colony, Plymouth, but success and survival were not certain, that's for sure. Local tribes of the Wampanoag, Massachusetts, and Narragansett Peoples who lived there before the arrival of the Europeans were the main reason for the survival of the colony. Absolutely true. Therefore, do not forget to maintain good relations with the native tribes. The job of governor is to take care of the people. All right. Tisquantum, or Squanto, an English-speaking Native American and a member of the Pawtucket tribe, was our chief advisor in these first months. Watch and follow his advice. All right. So we're going to kind of have a tutorial here at the beginning. Public house is a place for homeless people. Build more houses. Our people also built an inn. Okay, so we've got a few buildings to start. Yes, let's play the tutorial for sure. Man, this game just looks super pretty. I don't want to use the arrows, but I guess I have to. It just looks really, really nice. So we're doing all the usual move around stuff. So we've got a mini map down here that kind of shows the area. It looks like it's a pretty significant sized area. I want to zoom out a little bit. Man, this game just looks really, really good. I love it. All right, let's get to building. There we go. There's a lot of building options for a game that's just kind of in its prologue right now. Rotate buildings, yep. Very cool. Let's get up to where our colony is here. We've got a woodcutter, so obviously we want him to be in the trees. Left control. Oh, very cool. So there's a lot of customization going on here. It's kind of near the warehouse. I guess I didn't put it real super close to the warehouse, but that's close enough. I want it to be in where the trees are. Build a farm field. Okay. Gotta have food. Near the warehouse. Oh, it's even telling me if I'm a good distance or sufficient distance away. Very cool. Great distance. All right, perfect. Oh, we changed the working hours of the warehouse. We can set people's hours. Very cool. From 1700 to 2100. That seems like a relatively small arrow of time, range of time to do this in. Oh, we're changing the ending time. Okay, cool. So 12 hours work time. The start time of the workday from 9 to 6. Yeah, there we go. That's right. More time. All of our folks are going out to build the warehouse. Now, from watching videos of this, I believe that each day in the game is like 1 month or 1 season. I can't remember. I guess we'll see. 67 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So we're finishing up our farm. We've got our woodcutter going. All right, select the seller. Right click on a worker slot. Okay, so we can cut down. All right, you're fired. You're fired, you're fired, you're fired. Now we have some available workers to go here. Open the population window. Okay. Alright, had a little problem there, had to restart, but I've got it figured out now. Here you can see all the citizens. Select a random citizen by left-clicking on their name. This is really cool. You can see an entire list of everybody who's here and all their stats. It's a nice little overview thing that you can do to kind of quickly see everything you need to see. So, Edward Carlson, you get to be the new person for this job. In this window you can see all their properties. So, no partner, no children, age, sex, strength, health, happiness, intelligence, hunger, energy, workplace, and the hours. Work experience, very cool. What he's currently carrying, working filter. Alright, so turned on off automatic job search according to building requirements. Click the pick up button. Well, we can just pick up and drag this dude where we want him to go. Very cool. Assign him to the farm. You are now a farmer, sir. Let's choose a crop. We've got corn, wheat. What else we got here? Corn it is. Sweet, just like that we have corn. Get to work, farmer. Let's get a good look at this here. That's pretty cool. It looks really neat. I just like how this looks. He gets on his knees and starts working. And what's cool is that these have the look of those buildings. I mean, I've been to the Plymouth Pawtuxet Plantation, which is kind of a recreation, a living history. Fantastic place, really neat, and a great way to learn what was going on, and it really does look like that. Notifications on the left side of the screen. Select a well from the building menu. Okay, I need a well for crops. Yes, sir. Let's get on that. Place it near the warehouse. How about right here in the center of town, kind of thing. Everybody who's just apparently chilling in the warehouse immediately gets to work. Let's speed things up a little bit. Good job, folks. Now the farmer can get water the crops from the nearest well. Alright, so just like that, they're ready to be harvested. So obviously, 1621 in May, these crops didn't grow that fast, so time is accelerated here. Harvest. Okay, so we have to manually harvest. Let's wait for them to work for a while we build a house for families. Okay, cool. Place everything can't go near the warehouse though. That's the only thing. Let's put it over here near the farm. Everybody gets to work. It's like the Amish. They're all working together, building as a community. Love it. Provides new housing for 2 adults and 5 children. What if they have more than 5 kids though? Let's trade. Okay. Who are we trading with? We're gonna sell all of our leather? I don't know, it seems like we might want some of that. Let's build a pig farm and buy a couple of piglets. Where do we want this? Near the warehouse, like everything else. We'll go back here. Pig farm is complete. Okay, now we need to buy some piglets. I'm gonna buy 4 of them. Now we need a farmer. We have lots of workers just chilling in the warehouse. Let's pick one of them. All right, getting the hang of this a little bit here. There's our pigs. Now we need to build some roads. Now, one thing I wish this had, based on the videos I've seen, I love the games that have kind of pathfinding, where your colonists just automatically create the paths based on the places that they go. Try to build 4 roads, okay. Get one there. Let's connect from here to here. And then can we run right down between these buildings? I don't know, maybe not. Have to take care of the hungry people. Select the inn. Is that this building here? Yep. Citizens will come to eat at this inn only if the innkeeper is present at the inn. Guests are on their way. Don't be afraid to build 2 inns, one for the day shift and one for the night shift. Interesting. Alright, so I guess we need to get ourselves a worker, huh? We'll wait and see. Nobody's coming to the inn yet, so I don't think they're as hungry as you thought, tutorial. David Carlson says, I need more food. Okay. We've got a worker that automatically started working there, so now we've got guests going to get food. Come, feast. So the inn is also where our citizens will find a partner. So everybody likes to bond over a good dinner and a movie, right? Movies right now is watching the ocean, watching Sarah the farmer, or whoever she is that's over here farming, talking about the latest demon-possessed woman. All right, David Carlson's on his free time, and he has found a partner, Sophia Carlson. He says, I'm fine. Now, I believe him, but if it was Sophia that was saying that, then we know that they are very not fine. Just helpful tip for those of you not married: when your wife says I'm fine, she's not. Citizen has a little energy, they will go home. A long sleep is best for recharging energy. All right, cool. All right, apparently we have completed the tutorial, so I'm on my own at this point. Let's take a look at the resources that are available here. We've got 11 people. We've got wood, planks, so we're going to need to produce some way to make planks. Stone, leather, corn, potatoes, barley, tobacco. Tobacco ain't really going to grow all that well in Boston area. Well, New England. Wheat, flour, bread, meat, fish, eggs, and water. So almost all of our resources involve food. Let's take a look here. We can build fences, benches, street lamps, bushes. This is our look at our population. Here's the expedition view. Okay, cool. So historically, when they came to Plymouth, they actually initially landed out here on Cape Cod, and they chilled there for a while they figured out what to do, because they figured out that they were way too far north. They eventually settled in what we know today as Plymouth, and that's where they began their colony, and eventually they spread out to all these other places here as well. Agawam. So is that the natives up here? Yep. In order to strike a bargain, a merchant must know how to keep his customers happy. So I have to build an expedition office to be able to make an expedition out to there. Found Duxbury. Okay, cool. So we can actually found other colonies, which will then give us a place that we can further trade. That's awesome. In the full version of the game, your council will be vital in improving laws. Okay, very cool. Giving your colony a certain worker defense bonus. Well-known names of the time, such as Squanto, William Bradford, and Miles Standish. So Bradford was the governor. Miles Standish was like the military leader, which obviously is going to be a factor in this. Are just some of the names you'll be able to choose for your board. We're looking forward to the full release of Colonize. Awesome. Very cool. And then what is this? Militia. In the full version of the game, you must defend the city. Train your units, patrol for possible attacks from natives, and keep watch for French or Dutch raids. You'll have to properly enclose the city by building palisades and traps, and thus increase your chances against attacks. Nice. That's very cool. Okay. So back to the build menu. So we have production, dwellings, and utilities. So production-wise, we have woodcutter, sawmill, quarry, hunter. Let's get a hunter going. We're going to need some sources of food here for sure. Where do we want to put the hunter? I guess probably out here is a good spot. I don't think that actually built. Oh yeah, it did. Okay, cool. What else? Fishery, a well. We've got a wheat field, a mill, a bakery, a pig farm, and a chicken farm. Okay, cool. And then dwelling-wise, we have house, shelter, church. That's going to be important for these people. Inn, warehouse, cellar, and the expedition building. Okay, cool. So let's start by looking at the farm here, because we did not plant all the crops that were available for said farm. We've got a lot of room available to make more here. So let's get some wheat going. Tobacco, barley, potatoes. How about potatoes? We'll leave some empty space for now. I would imagine as soon as possible we're going to need a sawmill and a quarry. So where's the quarry got to go? I guess it can go pretty much anywhere, huh? It doesn't have to be by like particular resources. I do wish you could zoom out a little further when placing your buildings, but I guess that's not really a thing you can do. You can zoom out further when you're not placing buildings. Sawmill processes wood. We're obviously going to want that close to the warehouse and the woodcutter. Let's put put that right here. And then I think we're good for the time being. Maybe a fishery too. I would guess that goes near the water. Hey, there's the Mayflower. Chilling. Trying to figure out. There we go. Alright, it is morning and it is now June. So yeah, each day is a month in game time. Got it. I still feel like the harvest probably shouldn't have happened quite so fast in that case, but I'm not going to complain. We need the food. Let's assign a second worker. I'm trying to remember how to do that. Let's look here. Oh, we need to go and actually look at our available workforce. So who do we have that's just chilling? How do I pause? Let's pause. Just straight laborers. We got a lot of just laborers here, so let's pick one of them. I've heard of new colonies in the north. Maybe I would do better there. No. I want you to come work at the farm. Thank you. So I've noticed you can prioritize what buildings you want built and when. Looks like Hunter requires 36 planks, which of course we do not have. So they're going to place what planks are left there, and we're going to have to start building new ones. So building the sawmill, we're going to set that priority to max. Do we have enough stones? We do have enough stones to build that. Oh, we need planks to build the sawmill? How can I have planks to build a sawmill when I don't have planks? Oh my gosh, I need the sawmill to make the planks. Alright, we're going to have to buy some, I guess, huh? So let's go to the trading menu, I guess, is where we got to go for that, right? Oh, missions? Is missions a thing? Okay, so those are the missions there. Alright, we need to buy planks. Oh, these are not cheap, are they? Alright, so the first thing I want to do, though, is I want to... that's no longer priority. Okay, so this is the priority. We need 15 planks to complete this. Dang, that's not going to be easy, is it? It's going to be expensive. How much gold do I have? Not enough. Not even close to enough. Oh, we're going to need firewood, too. Oh, what a mess. What can I sell in the meantime? I could sell some wood. I could sell some wheat. That's not particularly valuable. Dang, planks are expensive. Oh my gosh, this is not going to be fun. So as I'm looking now at the crops, I think maybe the harvest happened as quickly as it did for the sake of the tutorial rather than actually taking that short amount of time in the game itself. So I'm also going to go ahead and plant some more corn down here just for the sake of making sure we're maxing out our food options there. This is kind of cool that you look here and you see that there's like grass growing up through the planks because we haven't finished the building. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's like a little touch that I really appreciate. How many pigs do we have? Oh, we feed them potatoes and barley, so we're going to need to make sure we have that. We've only got 4. I'm hoping to see them multiply at some point. No, I don't want to slaughter them. How do I undo the slaughter setting? I just set them all for slaughter and now I can't undo it. That's bad. We just had a child born. I just got a notification that Winslow was born, which is kind of cool because my ancestor who was in Plymouth, his name was George Soule, and he was actually an indentured servant to the Winslow family, which was a real family that was in... I mean, these aren't the names of the Winslow family, but still. So the Winslows have 3 children. They're the only ones that have children right now. That's cool. Man, the only resource I'm producing in any great number that I can sell is wood, and I hate selling all my wood. I've got to sell 7 pieces of wood for every plank that I need, and I need 12 planks. I'm going to need like 100 wood to be able to make enough money to... I mean, maybe I can sell a little bit more leather, but even that isn't making that much. Oh man, the rain is coming down. Big time. Some of our crops are ready to harvest, so let's go ahead and hit harvest. I'm just looking at our warehouse. Is there a place we can just kind of see everything that we have? Statistics. That's just about people, though. That doesn't... Well, I guess everything's at the top that shows us what we have. I'm looking at the health of our people. Sophia Carlson's not in the best health at the moment. I don't know when I last ate well. Well, that seems like your problem, because we've got plenty of food. I don't understand why she's not eating well. Beyond, she's just not taking good care of herself. Alright, we need 6 more planks. So the wood situation is still where it is. I wish we could sell other things besides this, but I guess maybe opening up other trade options will allow us to sell further goods. Alright, everybody's complaining about food, but we've got plenty of food, so I think it's just an eating issue where they're not actually taking the time to eat. So we're going to open up the time that the inn is available, see if that helps with that issue a little bit. Man, they're all complaining about the food. So Sophia, Josephine, and Arthur are all dealing with pretty low health, and I don't, and they're hungry too, and I don't understand why they're not eating properly. Well, the children are pretty hungry too, but they're all complaining about needing more food, but we've got plenty of food, so I'm still trying to figure out exactly why this is. Now that we've gotten enough planks, I finally finished enough planks to be able to get the sawmill going. Hopefully we can start building these other buildings, get some variety in the food, build a second inn so we've got coverage at all hours, and kind of go from there. Okay, so the people that weren't eating just died. Sophia Carlson was one of them. I mean, I guess that kind of solves the problem, but it also, I still don't understand why that happened. I really don't understand why the people weren't eating when there was plenty of food available. Also, I gotta buy more pigs since I slaughtered my pigs and couldn't undo the slaughter. So that's something we'll have to deal with too here. Let's go to our trading menu. Actually, it doesn't give me the... Yeah, we gotta sell other things, that's why. We only have 1 wood available. We're gonna have to sell some meat in order to buy some more pigs. Oh, I gotta sell more than that. So right now everything's held up by the fact I don't have enough planks. So I took one of my farmers and dragged him over and made him a carpenter at the sawmill, and I've extended their hours to a 12-hour workday. We desperately need to get more planks. Of course, we also have a problem of not enough wood for those planks. I've been selling all the wood that I was gathering, and now we don't have any. So we're going to have to get a second worker going there, or at least extend the hours of a woodworker too. Problem is, since a couple of people died, I don't have that many workers right now. So as I'm looking around, exploring the game a little bit, I see some of the things you can do. You know, people will take jobs automatically as jobs are available, but you can change the criteria for those jobs. So, for example, if I want to say that I only want somebody working at the sawmill if they have at least so much experience as a carpenter, or at least a minimum amount of strength, I can do that. So that's kind of a cool thing, to be able to limit your jobs to make them a little bit more productive, I guess. The warehouse, same thing. Strength, intelligence, and laborer experience are all factors that go into that. Woodcutter experience and strength. Pig farm, farmer experience and strength, etc. So you get the idea. I like that. I've also noticed that the children are growing up pretty quickly, like 1 year at a time. 1 year, I mean every month, I guess I would say. Those kids are now teenagers. I guess that means they can actually work now, so that's cool. Because we're going to need those workers. That allows us to kind of speed things up a little bit. We need to get some more houses built. We need to get our fishery built. Looks like our quarry is just about done. We need one more plank for the quarry. I think I'm probably going to need another woodcutter. Most of the wood is gone, though, like the trees that they've been cutting down. We're going to have to go a little further for trees from now on. That's going to become a problem. Well, we've hit winter. It's November 1621. Let's hope we stay warm enough. Let's hope we have enough food to get through. You can see that our wheat field, our farm is closed for the winter now. We've got a lot of firewood. We're maxed out on firewood actually at the warehouse, to where I probably could use a second warehouse. We're still working on those planks. Looks like our quarry is now open, though nobody's currently working there. Our hunter is the next project we're working on, and then of course a fishery. Okay, language warning. As we look over here to the right at Ted Winslow, I feel like Ted Winslow would not say such a thing in 1621 in Plymouth Colony, but he's apparently not happy with me, the governor. You can see here that he wants to cut my ears off. I'm just looking at our people right now and how everybody's doing in terms of health and energy and things like that. Yeah, these kids are growing up fast. I think it's more like they're growing up like 3 years for every month, it seems, because now they're 17, 14, 16. I guess that just kind of keeps things moving a little faster and makes it more interesting. I get it. All right, so Ted Winslow and Edward Carlson and Stephen Warren, and well, actually a lot of people are in pretty low health right now. I don't know what to do about that. Their hunger seems to be okay. It's not great, but it's not bad. I think it's just a matter of people get sick. A lot of people died that first winter in Plymouth. There wasn't a lot that could be done about it. It's 14 below zero right now. I don't think there's anything I can do to fix this, except just wait for them to die. I think we're going to lose Ted Winslow, and he's the father of 3 children in this colony, so that's not great. He's down to 11. It's 18 below zero. It's January. I don't think we're going to make it to spring with him. Edward Carlson and Stephen Carlson aren't doing much better. Barney Carlson, 24. David Carlson, 30, 26. Honestly, we've really only got 3 decently healthy people in our colony, and it's our 3 youngest. They're doing better than most. Oh, Ted's health went back up a little bit. Maybe we'll survive after all. As they build their energy, it looks like their health's going up some. Okay, we're in March. Boy, it's awfully cold for March. We got to make it through one more winter month here, and Ted Winslow's health's down to 8 now. I'm not sure he's going to make it. I really hope he does, but he's also 58 years old, which is like an old man in colony terms. We do have a worker now. Bobby Winslow's working the quarry. We've put David Carlson, who's 52 years old, out as a hunter. I don't know if that's necessarily the best place for him, but it'll do for now. And then we're going to need to assign somebody to the fishery as well, but that's closed for the winter, so it's not really a major concern right now. So we've now got a really nice abundance of planks. So the first couple of things I want to work on, and now that we're in that position, is we've got warehouse, no, inn. Yeah, we probably do want to have a second inn, but I don't think that's the first priority at the moment. I do like the idea of a second cellar just because we can store up a little bit more in terms of food. Just got to find a good place for that. I'll throw it right here for now. Okay, things are starting to thaw out. It's 32 degrees. It's March. We may make it to spring, but I don't know if Charles and Ted Winslow are going to make it. Charles is Ted's son, I believe. and his health's just 4 right now. I think I made a mistake when I boarded that effing ship. Okay. I don't know why hunger's such an issue, why he's not eating. I don't know if it's an issue of just not having enough time to eat. Are we giving the laborers too much work to where they can't even... That might be the problem here. Maybe we need to change the hours for the laborers so that they have time to eat. I feel like maybe that's where our issue is. Alright, Charles Winslow died. I kind of expected that was coming. I'm a little concerned we're going to lose Ted Winslow and Edward Carlson also, but they're older, so I guess that's not a huge surprise. We've got to get more houses going. We've got to get more families going. And eventually maybe we can get some more people to move here, because I don't think families are going to be enough at the rate at which things are going right now. I got another house that we're trying to get built right now. I'm going to set priority to max on that. We're going to probably have to build that expedition building and see if that helps us to get new people to come in. We're almost into April. Alright, I'm pretty concerned here. We're about to lose Ted Winslow and Edward Carlson. Barney Carlson, who's 57, not far behind. All of our adults are in their 50s at this point, or 60s. We've got a couple of young folks. We don't have any young women at all. We have 0 young women in this colony, which means we're not going to have a future if we don't figure out a way to do that. So I guess I've learned a lot in my first time around. I might restart and build the colony in light of what I know, and then just kind of take this a little further and see what expeditions do and things like that. So let me drop out of this, replay the first part, and come back. So this time around I've done a couple of things differently. Number one, making a sawmill a priority in the very first couple of months while we still had planks available. I've still got plenty of planks. So these are the things, when you play these games for the first time, you learn all kinds of things you didn't really know before. And it's really, my standard practice has been I play through a little bit of the game, I get my feet wet, I figure out what's going on, and then I start over, because inevitably with these games, if you don't start out right, you never get things going the way that they should be. So, losing people to death right away, that kind of stuff, that stuff you can't get back. So you have to kind of do that right from the beginning. So those are the kinds of things I'm correcting, and I think we'll be in a much better position moving forward. The other thing I've been doing is I've been producing a little bit of tobacco, which is a cash crop. So I've been producing that just to sell it, and I've been making a killing. I'm up to 145 gold coins right now. So that's been nice. Trying to figure out why our building projects have been taking forever. Nobody seems to be working on the projects that are set for building. I don't know if I've got too many people working at other places, or if I'm not setting the hours right. Something's got to change though, because we're just right now not getting the work we need done. I also think I figured out the issue with the people complaining about not having enough to eat, and one of them just died. It was Lucy Lester. I think it's because the people who are dying are people who are working jobs in which their hours were overlapping with that of the inn. And that was the sawmill in particular. The sawmill's hours were almost identical to the inn, which means they couldn't leave to go get something to eat because the food was only available at times when they were at work. So I changed the hours of the sawmill, and I think that's going to solve the problem. Although it may be too late for Helen Hopkins, who is super close to dying right now. She's down to 2 health. I think she's going to die before she gets a chance to get something to eat. Yep, we just lost her. Okay, so that's another lesson that I have learned the hard way. Alright, well, I've started over again. As I mentioned, you learn new things all the time, and one of the things that I was learning is because the population ages as quickly as it does, you have to get the houses started early so that families can start. Because what happened was, I got through the end of my first year, almost all of my adults were in their 50s, And so now I'm finally trying to get to build houses, and they're moving in, but they're too old to be having children. And so while everybody's in their 20s and 30s, I've got to be building houses so that they can start getting married, having children, and producing my next generation, or else my settlement's going to die out really fast. So I'm building the houses now before things get too far. Okay, so I played through again, and boy, one of the toughest things about this game is getting people to reproduce, because they age so quickly. And so within 1 year, your children that were born the first year are middle-aged, and it's just really hard to keep up. I hope they slow that down, or at least give you a way to be able to slow that down. I'm having a hard time keeping my colony going because of how quickly everybody's dying. So I really focused this time on trying to get this expedition building going, because I want to at least show you what happens with that. But almost my entire town's about to die, so you can see the health. They're all in like single digits except for Jack Riley, who's 31. So he's about to be the only person left alive in this place. So I'm very quickly going to put someone into work in the expedition building and see if I can make something happen with that part of things. Let's see here. Expedition view, start expedition. We could start by founding Duxbury, but we need 5 colonists to do that, and I just don't have... I wonder if they would live longer if I send them. Let's see if we can do that. Well, I can't. I'm going to play around with this game some more. I at least gave you guys a first look at it. It's far from complete. This is just the free kind of play around with it a little bit version of the game. It's available on Steam. Check it out. It's called Colonize. You can download it for free and play it today. Maybe you can have better luck with getting that far than I have. I'll probably play more in the future once they release more of the game. Until then, thanks for watching.